Dead Space is a survival horror that takes inspiration from classic games of this type like Resident Evil 4, but you probably already know that. So cutting to the chase and to what's important for the video, it's the type of game where you expect going into it to have limited ammunition in your inventory to use at each time, because you don't have too many of them, forcing you to aim carefully, making the game scarier at the same time. You know, classic stuff. Well then, what if I told you this doesn't need to be the case? What if I told you you could have as many ammunition as you want for your weapon of choice and do it without changing the difficulty? So if that sounds in any way interesting to you, stick around and you will see just how easy it is to break Dead Space without cheating in any way. So how do we break Dead Space exactly? Well, we use its inventory system as the tool to do it. But before that, you need to understand how that inventory system works in the first place, because as you may know, Dead Space uses a classic survival horror inventory system, where instead of the classic Call of Duty-esque, each gun have their own ammunition limit. Dead Space, on the other hand, uses an inventory system that lets you carry a certain number of items of your choice that change as you progress in the game, letting you take more ammo, stasis, and health pack with you as the game progresses, making you a lot of the time choose between more ammo at the cost of less health and stasis, or the other way around. It may seem complex, but if you played any survival horror, you know what's up. Those inventory are all about making choice. But this is where Dead Space differs from the classic Resident Evil 4 formula. You see, in Resident Evil 4, you find ammo not only for the gun you have and own, but also for a gun you may not even have, prompting you to get and use weapons you may like less than others because you found a bunch of ammo for it, and to sometimes get ammo for a gun you do not even have with you, leaving you essentially defenseless if you were counting on those ammo drops to save your skin. But in Dead Space, the game will only give you bullets for a gun you own, meaning if you only have one gun, outside of the rare exception, you will only get bullet for that gun. In short, meaning the game lets you choose which gun you will always have bullet for, if you limit your number of guns, and this is very easy to do. Let me explain. Essentially what this means is if I sell my handgun and get the assault rifle type gun, I will always have bullet for that gun, as enemy will only drop bullet for it, and outside of some rare exception again, this is the only ammo type I will find lying around. So the way you break Dead Space is by, after testing which gun you're the most comfortable with, only keep 2 or 3 of them with you and sell all the rest. 2 minimum, because you need at least a good gun for close range fight and a good gun for long range fight. 3 if you want the handgun for simple fight in between the big one that can be easy when you are good at the game, or any other gun you may like. The reason I don't say 4 gun when you could carry 4 with you is because of the inventory system, where each gun have different bullet, and having a 4th gun means having bullet for it, and that ammo drop will now be separated in 4, and so you will now have 1 out of 4 chance to have the bullet you want in each situation, meaning 4 gun or more is not really ideal to have. You should have 3 at the maximum. Also, I don't think you will like equally more than 3 gun the most, and if you think 2 are better, this is also ideal, basically giving you only ammo drop for your 2 favorite gun, or 3 if you really want.
I want more, and I know I shouldn't.
But in reality, the secret to having more bullet in the game is not only that, but also that if you get only bullet for the gun you are good at using, you will naturally lose less ammo, as you will be better at using them. As if you really like the flamethrower, you must find it useful and be good with it. If not, you most likely won't think it's a good enough weapon to be in your top 3 or 2 weapon. And either way, it doesn't matter, because you will get even better with them if they are the only gun you end up using. So use what you want and you will naturally get better with those weapons, and so lose less ammo. Plus, if you want to try every weapon without using your money on them, you can save a game that you reload after trying a gun for a fight or 2. Then really choose which one you really like. This way you have more money to spend on health item or even ammo if you feel like you need it, as buying all the gun will end up costing a lot of in-game money that you could have spent elsewhere. That way you can keep getting bullet for a gun you really care about. The idea is the less money you spend on gun you don't want, the more you have that can be used on ammo or health, keeping you always ready for the next big fight, maybe even too ready if you get good enough. You could also watch other YouTube videos about every weapon if you want to make a choice before even playing, even if I think nothing beat trying a weapon yourself, because you never know what you will end up liking. So in short, if you like 2-gun a lot, only use those. Make sure they're good for at least long range and close range fight, or use 3-gun of your choice, especially if you like them equally. The thing is, the less gun you have, the more ammo you have for gun you like using. And the better you are at using them, the less ammo you use. Plus you can now exclusively use money on ammo and health, or stasis if you really like stasis. At the end of the day, play the game the way you want. The only really important thing for you in the game is to have fun. I just hope you found the video interesting enough to keep watching until now. I also know some people who also play the OG Dead Space may already know this trick, but I thought it was a cool trick to show to all the new Dead Space player. Plus maybe you didn't know that trick when you played when you were younger. So yeah, don't forget to like and to subscribe if you like the video and to want more video like those. Thanks for watching.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping